Hey, I'm Matthew Moscoviak from CNET, and we're going to take a look at the Onyko TX NR414. This is a budget 5.1 AV receiver currently selling for $280. Like all of Onyko's AV receivers, it's not a very stylish looking receiver. It's got a boxy look with a lot of sharp edges, and there's a ton of buttons on the front that you'll probably never use. The included remote is decent, although the buttons are small, and like the front panel, it's a little more cluttered than it needs to be. Now that bare bones feel carries over to the user interface, which is just basic white text rather than a prettier graphical user interface that's found on a lot more expensive receivers. In fact, the NR414 is missing a lot of features available on more expensive receivers. It's just a 5.1 receiver rather than a 7.1 receiver, and there's no automatic speaker calibration, analog video up conversion, or built-in AirPlay. But I don't really consider any of those features to be that important, and the Onyko covers the essentials really well. Around back, it has 6 HDMI inputs, which is outstanding for this price and should be enough for most home theaters. The Onyko also has built-in networking via its Ethernet port, plus Onyko sells a $20 USB adapter to add Wi-Fi. Most manufacturers charge closer to $100 for their Wi-Fi accessories, so the cheaper dongle is a nice plus. Built-in networking allows the receiver to stream a bunch of audio from different online sources, including Pandora, Spotify, Rhapsody, and Internet Radio. It also allows you to control the receiver via Onyko's smartphone app, and that's a particularly nice feature on this receiver because it lets you browse music services right on the app rather than using the lousy on-screen user interface. We had CNET's resident golden ear Steve Guttenberg take a listen to the Onyko sound quality. Overall, it performed pretty well, although it was a noticeable step down from more expensive receivers like last year's Denon AVR 1912. Action movies sounded a little less dynamic than with the Denon, although stereo CDs were more comparable. But altogether, it's hard to argue with the Onyko's value. For less than $300, you get 6 HDMI inputs and networking functionality, which is a lot more than its competitors are offering. However, it is worth considering the step-up Onyko TX NR515, which has a lot of those missing features I mentioned before, for just $65 more. I'm Matthew Moscoviak, and this is the Onyko TX NR414.